So Donovan McNabb, I feel, was right about what he said about that the Cowboys signing Andy Dalton was unfair to Cam Newton, Jameson, and Dak. He right. Black quarterbacks are still. You got more now. Obviously, you see Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray. You got people, but you don't have what I call enough balance of stuff where it's a situation where people being reflective enough to get where they need to get. You still don't have a lot where you've had a Russell Wilson, you've had Super Bowl winners, but it's not an influx of overall. And Andy Dalton has had an average career. So how is Andy Dalton going to get re-signed a deal before Cam Newton, who's a league MVP? That doesn't make sense. Cam is still healthy, still young, still can move. Dak Prescott, who's never been really wanted by the Cowboys, still fighting. Jameson Winston, see what you want. Jameson can play. I do take exceptions because a lot of these white quarterbacks get second, third, fourth opportunities who aren't near as good as some like black quarterback. And it is unfair to put him in there to do that because they're not even signing. They're signing Dallas signed a dude who is a second tier quarterback, but he ain't as half as good as Cam as Cam was or Dak. They've had careers. Shoot, Cam Newton was a Super Bowl and was MVP, runner up in the Super Bowl. You can't compare that. Dak's been to the postseason. Andy Dalton can't even sniff the postseason. And he's underachieved. He's thrown for a lot of stats, but he ain't done nothing. So I'm like, what is your criteria? But see, the NFL has always been for Negroes forget leadership too, especially if you're a quarterback, because they will push a marginal white quarterback and give him like 20 years to prove his worth. Black quarterback don't get that luxury. If you ain't good or you ain't straight, they run your behind out of there. And there's been a lot of proof on that. A lot of proof on that. And when we talk about, you see now they got to do it because the black elusive quarterback is what's happening. But this is still a new phenomenon in its own self. Because before we got to Russell Wilson and RG3, Robert Griffin III, and got to Cam, we had Michael Vick and stuff, but we haven't had like an influx of a lot. Steve McNair and when that before Randall Cunningham, we haven't had a lot of influx where a lot of black quarterbacks have had the opportunity. So when they sign a middle of the road white quarterback, what are you really saying? What are you doing? So anyway, I concur with Donovan McNabb. I do think it's very much racial. And I hate it when I hear Marcellus Wilde and these turkeys talk about race card. There ain't no such thing as no race card. Hands been dealt when you black. Hands been dealt. Because if you want to talk about a card, how about the white cards that continue to play when they want to play and show it when they want to show it? When you're black, you get one shot. If you're great, if you're really good to great, you might get two. But when you're white, you can be mediocre and they'll still find a way to keep you with the job. Because I've seen a lot of white mediocre quarterbacks whose booty should have long been holding the clipboard if they even should have been on the sidelines. Case in point, look at Doug Peterson, who's the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He was third tier in Green Bay, held the clipboard, got a ring. What's he done in Philadelphia? He won a ring, but Nick Foles is a backup. And remember, backup won it. But is he a great coach? I don't think so. But again, white opportunity. So Don McNabb speaks from knowing facts. He quarterback. And I like to see, especially a brother who been in the trenches and was a run-up in the Super Bowl. He see a lot of opportunities because you may not get another chance. And Cam might not. And how criminal is that? So it is unfair. All right, that's my thoughts and takes on saying Don McNabb was right about that Andy Dalton signing and the unfairness to black quarterbacks. Hit that like and subscribe when the bell rings a new video. Please subscribe. Welcome you as always. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And if you don't change, history has a way of repeating itself, especially when it's black and white. Out.